Before you can attract your dream life with law of attraction. By dream life, I mean your dream car, your dream house, the money, your life partner, your villa that you want to live in, or anything that you can think of which you can attract or want in your life. You have to know how does law of attraction work, because it is the simplest, easiest, most trusted and followed way of creating your dream life, which looks like very magical and unbelievable. And it is not only what usually coaches around us do, but a lot of celebrities have also used and done it. So today's video is going to be all about how does law of attraction work. Before we start with the video, let me just introduce myself for those who are watching me for the first time. My name is Beshu Bhargava, and I am a law of attraction coach and also a best-selling author on Amazon for my book A Letter from Money. So coming back to the topic, how does law of attraction work? If you have been to school and at least you have studied somewhere around fourth, fifth, or sixth standard, we all have studied science. It was compulsory for all of us. In these science, the subject which I want to talk about today is physics. Okay, so how does physics taught about law of attraction and why we could not use it then or understand it then, because we were not that much aware. We were not we were very young and we did not know something like this happens. But today I'm going to talk about how it is going to happen for you and what physics taught us. So for that, I'd like to share one particular screen with you. So let me know if you can see my screen. Okay, so I guess you're able to see my screen, and here I have made some notes for you. The first thing is law of attraction. If you see, I have highlighted the attraction part because that is what a lot of people focus and we also focus, but what we forget to focus on it is a law. And what is a law? Law is something which is applicable for all of us. It treats everyone equally, whether you believe it in or not, whether you want it to work or not, or whether you are loving it or not. So actually law of attraction is a universal law which is talked about in physics, which has come from physics. It's already there, but physics teaches us or brings into light the law of attraction in front of us. And since it's a law, it works every time, whether you want it or not, whether you believe it or not. But what is this particular law? This particular law, if in simple words or if in layman's term we have to say, it is like attracts like. मतलब जो चीज़ें एक जैसी होती हैं वो एक दूसरे को अट्रैक्ट करती हैं। अब इसका बहुत ही सिंपल एग्जांपल, अगर आपके कुछ फ्रेंड्स होंगे तो आपने देखा होगा कि आपके फ्रेंड्स सब एक ही तरीके के होंगे एंड जिस तरीके के आप हो उसी तरीके का आपका फ्रेंड होगा। सो दैट इज़ व्हाट द सिंपलेस्ट एग्जांपल ऑफ लाइक अट्रैक्ट्स लाइक। एंड व्हाई डज़ दिस हैपन? वी से दैट ऑपोजिट्स अट्रैक्ट, येस ऑपोजिट अट्रैक्ट, दैट हैपेंस विथ मैग्नेट लाइक नॉर्थ पोल, साउथ पोल, वो जब साथ में आते हैं तब वो अट्रैक्ट होते हैं। बट वी फॉरगेट दैट both are magnetic elements. जब तक दोनों ही magnetic elements नहीं होंगे, there will be no attraction. So the properties have to be similar, which is what is the next point. So while you are attending this video, try to make notes because these things are very basics. But since we don't know the basics, we are unable to apply the law to its perfection. Okay, so properties have to be similar. That means, for example, you have a goal of attracting some particular amount of money, let's say 5,000, for example. So you have to see what is the frequency of 5,000 here and what is your frequency, and you have to bring your frequency up in order to attract that 5,000. That means you have to think, believe, feel, and act like you already have 5,000. So when I say you have to already believe, think, act, a lot of people think is you just have to sit with law of attraction. What we heard from lot of sources, movies, books is you just have to sit and think and imagine and that thing will appear in your front of your eyes. It does not work like that. It has to come from your emotions, which is the energy in motion. So coming back to physics, since we all are made up of energy, we all know that everything in the universe is made up of matter and matter is made up of energy. So when the energy is in motion, Energy is in motion every time, whether you can see it or not. For example, this phone that I have, it is made up of some element which is matter and has energy, and it is vibrating at some frequency which I can't see right now. I'm vibrating at some frequency. All these things, for example, this specs is vibrating at some frequency. Sometimes we can see the movement. For example, when there is wind, then when there are high waves, we can see the movement. But sometimes the water is very still, but we can't see the movement. But the water is still vibrating. When we heat it up, we can see the vibration because the temperature increases. Similar one experiment, if you remember, you have done in your school with this particular tuning fork. If you remember tuning fork, just write TF in the chat window. How many of you remember tuning fork from your science classes? Let me just show it to you. Okay, so here it is. So just go on Google and search for tuning fork after this particular video. So this is how the tuning fork used to look like. So you have a rubber pad, you have this steel or metallic fork like thing, and when you just hit this on this rubber pad, the fork just vibrates, and you can hear the sound also if you bring it close to your ear. And so it was already vibrating, but what happens is when you hit it hard, you can see the vibration. Similar is with all the objects around you, but we can't go on hitting everything to just see the vibration. We just have to understand that this is a law. Coming back to the normal screen. Okay, so coming back to the Google Docs screen, what we were learning is, okay, so here it is. So what we were learning is that everything is in motion, everything has, and that motion we call it frequency in science terms, and like attracts like. But for that, your properties have to be similar. And what is this like which we are talking about? What should be alike in order for that attraction to happen? Your frequency should be alike. So, as I gave you an example of money, let's take an example of your relationship. For example, you want a life partner and you want certain qualities for that life partner. So, you have to be acting, believing, thinking, and feeling that you already have such kind of a life partner. So, if you have a very loving, caring kind of a life partner, how would you be acting? How would you be feeling? How you would be having all these emotions in your mind so that you are on vibrating at the same plane. To the person that you want to attract, and then the attraction happens. And when I call this energy in motion, it is, in simple terms, a lot of mentals call it emotions. So all the basics of law of attraction comes into one small word, which is emotions, which is energy in motion. So how you are thinking, feeling, acting, and believing is all dependent on what your emotions are. And when you take control of your emotions, that is when you try and start learning and applying the law of attraction. And before that, there is one more law which you need to understand, which is law of vibration. We just talked about that is everything is vibrating all the time. You just need to get into that vibration and attract that particular goal. So this was the basics of how law of attraction works. Coming back to my screen. Okay, so this was just the basics of how law of attraction works. And if you want law of attraction to work for you, because I know I also tried it a lot many times, sometimes it works, sometimes it did not. But then again, I got into the basics. I learned the basics, and just a few years back, I learned the complete science of law of attraction, the complete basic knowledge of law of attraction. And when you are ready to accept that knowledge, when you are ready to learn more about that knowledge, then you are welcome to attend my workshop, which I continuously do. And if you can find the link in the description of my WhatsApp group, just join that group. It's free for all, and we share the invitations of that workshop in that particular group. Look for that invitation, and do not miss on that opportunity to learn the complete science and basics of law of attraction. When you do so, you will be able to exactly replicate what we did in our life to attract your goals. And I have attracted many things in law of attraction, which I'll tell you in the workshop. So keep looking for the workshop, join that particular group, and also like, share, and subscribe our channel for more upcoming videos. Share it with at least two people who are interested to upgrade their life, to upgrade their frequency. And when you are lucky and committed, I'll see you on the workshop, inside the workshop. Thank you for staying with us. If you have any questions, post in the comment section. We'll be happy to answer. And till then, just spread love, spread Humangiri. Bye bye. Take care.